truth.
Yo, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Morning Market Report. I am Army Piper. This is the Piper Academy Network. Gosh, look at this. It's on the daily. We got all this green on the bubbles. There's a little bit of red, but on the daily, we've got mostly green. We put this on the hourly, getting this big pullback, except for ONDO right there. ONDO pumping up today. Got some news on ONDO. But guys, we're also going to be taking a look at a couple of stock charts today. Going to be looking at UNH right here. This is a massive, massive sell-off of this stock in the past 30 days. We're going to talk about this stock, what it is. If you guys don't know who United Health Group Incorporated is, we're going to talk about that, and then why I bought this and put out an alert on the Discord last night. Because I think that this is a good long-term buy opportunity for a couple of reasons, and I'll go over that. Not financial advice, of course, just my humble opinion. Also going to take a look today at AMD. AMD just had a massive announcement that they're going to be doing a big money buyback, but we got a nice rejection here, oddly enough, with a little check mark coming in, saying, hey, look, this is your take profits are done here. Shout out to Chart Prime on that. Hitting my 786 platinum pocket, which I did not draw on here today. These have been on here for a hot minute. We pumped right up into it, and I'm looking for this to come back down and do a retest. Once we get there, might be another purchase to look at, some AMD. And of course, we got to talk about Bitcoin today. Bitcoin stuck in this range, stuck in the middle with you, 786 and 887 right there. So, guys, we're going to talk about that. Going to talk about Ethereum getting a critical rejection. Also, what levels you need to watch. Talk about some news, and yeah, just hang out with the alumni. Because what else would we do on a day with no OC guy, no Mexican Superman? You guys are just stuck with me. Make money great again. If you guys are wondering what the hat says, it's a Bitcoin hat. And let's go ahead and get it, guys. Take your seats. Take your seats. You guys know what time it is. Class is in session. That is a hat for non-rib boilers. You are absolutely correct, username. Let's go ahead and jump over here. I got the chat cam going. Let's go. Let's go see who all is in the chat today, guys. Let's go up here to the top. Let's see. We got Donato Cabrero coming in the house. We got Ninja Glock in here with us. Roaming Brave. Crypto Coin Mindset. Keith, I see you there, bro. What's up, man? Alexandra G, the mod queen, joining us in here, getting everything going, saying hello to everybody. Leitster, I believe I said that's what it is. He says, I bought 42 shares of UNH last night. This is going to be glorious. Yeah, this is a long-term hold, in my opinion. I think that UNH, United Healthcare Group, they are the largest healthcare insurance company in the United States. Massive amounts of capital behind them, but they had some issues lately. One was a lawsuit going on. There's also, they lost their CEO. He stepped down after all of that. They lost some money on Medicare A, which is part of the lawsuit. And then lastly, they got, they erased, just got rid of their 2025 projections. So the shareholders a little bit nervous right now, but this is too big of a company to just disappear in my research. Did a bunch of it last night, and overall, I have to say they're going to bounce back. They're down about 45% where they were from their all-time high to their recent low, and I just think that long-term hold wise, I think it's a good purchase. And then secondly, the other reason for that is because even if we do go into some type of recessionary environment, macro and economic environment, then we are very likely looking at this from the perspective of that the healthcare is one of the defensive sectors you play in that type of environment. So either way, it's either going to be a good defensive play, long-term hold that we can accumulate into, or it's going to be the thing where you see, new CEO comes in, announces his CapEx, capital expansion and expenditures of how they're going to get things back on track. People get bullish on the company, and then it just rallies up from this point. So just returning back to its previous range would be a 90% return on this stock. So I'm all for it. But yeah, shout out to Leadster. Good luck with you. I'm glad you're taking the journey with me, man. Ahsoka Tano in the house with us. We got Dylan VA, Average Crypto Joe. I think I may have already said your name. We got Eric Ballin Wallen. He said, I'm present, sir. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get it. Murphy, YouTube. Good morning. Let's go. Shout out to you. JR in the house. Trade Intuition. Bingo, bango. Username Murphy, YouTube. I've seen a lot of the same names. You got, Lunar Beaches. LBC, so much drama in the LBC, but not on MAD. Mad show. You guys need to check out Markets After Dark with LBC at night. It's a good show, man. Who else? Did I miss anyone here? XYZOZYX. I see you. Good morning. Good morning. Such a good morning. He said it twice. Frank the Tank DGen in here with us. Piper. He said, there's so many YouTubers out there that say they want to just help. They want to help people, but they don't go live every day. I have to defend some of those. Some people, this is not their life. Like, I know Jason Casper does not go live every single day. He's got an entire farm to run, and he legitimately wants to help people. But I think for the most part, yes, you're right. There's people that you got people that go live every day and say they want to help people also, but they're really helping themselves by going live every day. Be careful with that. But yeah, I will always try to go live anytime that I have the moment to, because I want to make sure that you guys are staying informed. So Crypto Ben's in here with us. We have, I think I got all the names. Little Fish, Mike Play, Darren Does Things. We got the DDT. I'm just here today, lurking, lurker, as Alex O would say. Shout out to Alex O Crypto. Love that dude, man. I was listening to him earlier. Let me get my system set up here. There we go. I can see me. Yep, we're looking good there. Awesome. Yeah, I was watching Alex O this morning. He was calling this market. He was watching it go up and down, up and down, up and down. All right, let's go ahead and get into the news, guys. We've got about 37 people here in total. I don't know how many are here from YouTube exactly, because we're also live over on X. Not that many people joining us today, but that's okay. I'll do the show even if the only person here is Alexander G. There's 31 here in YouTube and 6 people over on X. So let's go ahead and jump into the news. Let's get all of that broke down, and then we'll get into the charts and start talking about some of that other stuff. So let me get my news set up here. Yeah, OC will not be joining us today. OC had a family emergency, so keep him in your thoughts. Everything's fine with him, but he had an issue with a family member, so he will not be with us here on the live stream today. So shout out to OC. All right. I just enjoy the consistency, man. I do too. I like schedules. 22 years in the Army, schedules and consistency is what right time, right place, right uniform. OG gear. That's my right uniform today. So let's go jump over into the news, guys. Let's talk about that and let's see what we can see on the news. Looking here at Into the Cryptoverse metrics right out the gate. Looking at the crypto market cap total, we're at $3.354 trillion. The trend on that is running about $3.785 trillion. Undervaluation is currently negative 11.39%, I should say. 11,000% undervalued. No, 11.39% undervalued. Let's go down and look at the crypto Bitcoin risk assessment. It's at 57.4%, getting pretty close up there to being a 1x. DCA for the DCA Piper plan, but right now it's still a 2x on that front. Looking at Bitcoin dominance with stables, we're at 61.07%. Without stables, at 65.6%. Hey, Crypto Princess, Your Highness, what's up? How you doing? Good to have you here. Love it. Let's go check out Fear and Greed. Let's do that. All right, Fear and Greed, guys. We are currently sitting at 73. We're in greed still. And then ONDO, you're going to see some movement on ONDO. This is the reason why. Shout out to Investing Bros posting this. JP Morgan has completed its first public transaction of tokenized treasuries through the ONDO public ledger with help from Link. So ONDO and Link today in the news. ONDO getting some decent moves off of it. Matter of fact, we saw that over here. ONDO up 1.1% on the hourly, still up 5.2% on the daily. So let's go look at how many people were liquidated in the past 24 hours. Past 24 hours, 137,073 traders were liquidated. Total liquidations came in at $401.46 million. Ethereum was the largest single liquidation order. It was on Binance. It was ETH versus USDT for a loss of $12.2 million on a single trade. Good Lord. All right, let's look at the crypto bubbles here. Like I said, on the daily, we're still green. Hourly, we got a lot of red coming in. Bitcoin still up about 0.2% here on the daily, but losing 0.1% on the hourly. It's at the number one position still, of course, but it is at 103,720, sitting just above my golden pocket range that I said is going to be critical resistance. We keep having a struggle busting that range. Ethereum is at $2,604, up 2.2% on the daily, down 0.3% on the hourly. XRP has retaken Tether's spot, up 1.9% at $2.57. Tether moving down one spot to number 4. Let's go see if there's any other big movers in here. Doge is at 3.3%. Avalanche is at 3.1%. Pi Network is trash, up 4 spots to number 17, up 8.5%. What else we got? Looks like Litecoin is down about 1.2%. It's lost its top 20 position. Bitcoin Cash has slid out of that also. Toncoin sitting at 0.06. Where is Ondo at on here? Let's go, Ondo. Where are you? Way down yonder on Chattahoochee. There you go. Up 4.6%, sitting at just over $1.06, just under $1.07. So Ondo up one spot to number 34 again. Moving on up to the east side. All right, let's check out the TradFi market right now, guys. Let's give it a refresh. Make sure I got the most recent data on here. There we go. Dow Jones is about flat, up 0.07% today. Looking pretty neutral. S&P also flat, just under right now by 0.02%. And the NASDAQ up about 0.3%. Russell 2K taking a loss of over 0.6%. And the VIX was red this morning, now turning back to green and moving its way back up, but still under that 20 mark. Let's go check out the bonds. 10-year is starting to come down a little bit under that 4.5%, down very, very slightly, 0.008 points there. Not seeing much move on that today. We need that to go much lower. Those are rookie numbers. Gold is at 31.96 and continuing to sell off today, guys. Down 1.6%. Silver's down, copper's down, platinum down. Only thing up, palladium. So yeah, there we go. That is your market for today. If you guys are looking at buying a home, your MBA 30-year fixed mortgage rate is now at 6.86, going up to 0.01% there to 6.86% from 6.84. 30-year loan continuing to go up. Remember, 30-year loan based completely off of this right here, this 10-year treasury yield. So not going to get a lower mortgage rate until that 10-year yield comes down. Let's go over and see what the CME group is telling us about rate cuts in the future. Looking at June right now, I want to make sure I got the most recent on this. Looking at June, we are 91.6% sure that we're not getting a rate cut in June right now. If we go to July, I think it's like 65.1% chance of no rate cut right now. And then looking at September, it looks like a 26% chance. This is moving up. This was at 18 and then 20 and then 21, now 26. 26% chance that we're not going to see a rate cut in September even. And this is continuing to come up, 13% for October, and then 5.1% chance of no change in December. Guys, most recent reports have said that the chance of rate cuts is only 2 rate cuts for this year now. It was 4. It's dropped down to 2. When they said it was 4, I said we'd be lucky to see 1. We're moving in that direction, so not seeing any reason for rate cuts as of right now. Bitcoin's $104,000 peak, which is only $500 above my chart, which we're going over in a second. It sparks high stakes short positions. Here's the details on that. Bitcoin continued to climb past 104,000 on Monday, and that rally has tempted some big traders to bet against it. A few high stakes short positions now sit on the brink of collapse. These traders carry skinny margins for error and show just how risky huge margin bets can be when price momentum stays strong. strong. Massive short positions are at risk. According to blockchain tracker Look on Chain, OneWell wallet opened a $93 million short with 40x margin at Bitcoin's current level near 104,000. Just a 1.5% uptick would force a shutdown at around $105,700. That means a small move could wipe out right now. That position is sitting on over $500,000 in paper losses, unrealized losses, right? It also is earning about $34,000 in funding fees daily, guys. So what that means is that they're paying him to keep this trade open because so many people are longing and he's shorting. So he's a market maker. But those earnings are tiny next to the loss, so barely easing the pain. Many gamblers are shorting Bitcoin with high leverage right now. So could see a short squeeze come into play. I did want to point that out. Let's go look at this liquidation heat map. We were talking about the $105,000 level. Well, you can see that's the start of the liquidation heat map here. If you look right there, there's a whole wall going all the way up of that hot pink. That's going all the way up to about $108,700, and there is billions. I would say at least $2 billion over here in liquidation in that range right there. So interesting to see that number coming in on that one trade there on that article. But we are starting to see some pullback now on this candle here. Looks like we do have some levels down below us at about $93,000. And then lastly here, $1 billion $1 billion worth of Bitcoin has exited Coinbase in a day as analysts warn of a supply shock. Now, you always hear me say, never have I ever been anywhere that I've heard someone say, I tried to buy Bitcoin and I couldn't get any. They were out. But supply shock is the path to that, right? Not saying that that's going to happen necessarily. They'll just raise the prices. Long ago, I was in the bar business and I was a managing partner. My dad owned nightclubs my whole life. And I was a managing partner at one of the clubs, and this guy walked in. Story time with Piper. Here we go. This guy walked in and he said, dude, this place is really packed and everything. I was like, yeah, max capacity all the time. And he goes, is this place for sale? And I said, no, it's not for sale. And I later told my desk, like, yeah, some guy asked if the bar was for sale. And he said, did you tell him yes? I said, no, I told him no. Why would we sell it? This thing's making money hand over fist. He goes, that's when you sell it. Everything is for sale. So never, ever will I forget that, that someone's always going to want to sell their Bitcoin for profit. So lessons learned from my dad back in the day. $1 billion Bitcoin, $1 billion worth of Bitcoin is exiting Coinbase in a day. Analysts warning of supply shock. What are they saying here? Institutional demand for Bitcoin is growing as Coinbase, the world's largest, third largest cryptocurrency exchange, recorded its highest daily outflows in 2025 on May 9th. They saw about 9,739 Bitcoin worth more than $1 billion withdrawn from the exchange, moved over to wallets. Institutional appetite for Bitcoin is accelerating. The outflows occurred as Bitcoin traded above 103.6 and just days after the White House announced a 90-day reduction in reciprocal tariffs. Let's go back over, check out chat cam, catch up here, reset, and we'll jump into the charts. Story time. 16 billion down to 90K-ish. 16 billion if it goes. I think you're talking about the $16 billion in liquidations. If it goes down to 90K, I think that's what you're saying there. Rate cut special. Let's see who else we got. So should I get more Chainlink now? I think you're always going to have a chance to DCA into anything, man. We actually do a DCA on, you know what? When I'm here, I want to move you guys above me. How about that? I like that. Let's do that. I think that anytime that we have a DCA opportunity, you should take advantage of it. And we do a Chainlink DCA set up in our Discord, just so you know, Average Crypto Joe. So you should check it out sometime. It's only $4.99. I know you hear all the time, but yeah, we do a DCA plan. Chainlink is in that list. Good show yesterday. Princess on Elliott Wave Theory. Absolutely, it was. That was Coons trading over there is the man, the myth, the legend. I love that dude when it comes to Elliott Waves. Lunar Beach's crypto is good. He's good. But Coons is a Elliott Wave master. So good show yesterday. How many Bitcoin for your dog, Alexandra G? I don't think Alexandra G would take any Bitcoin for her dog. Me too. I would not. I would not do that. I would never sell my dog. Absolutely. It'd be like selling a family member, right? I've only got one family member for sale. Let's go jump into the chart here, guys, and let's see what we got over here. We got 57 people watching right now. Appreciate everyone that is joining us here. It looks like we got how many? 43 on YouTube. That means about a 13 or 14 are watching us over on X. I appreciate you guys being here and watching. So, all right, let's go look at the chart, see what we're seeing over here. There we go. Bitcoin, yeah, guys, it's still this 887 level up here that I'm watching. That's a strong resistance level, 105,410 bucks here, getting that rejection there perfectly back on Sunday. And now I'm watching for us to come down to the 786 again. Oh, sir, lock your fibs. Lock your fibs. Sorry about that. We are seeing the 786 at 101,881. I've talked about this level for a long time. We are still getting a lot of support there, but we are starting to see money flow on the 4-hour come down, oscillator ribbons coming down. Let's check it out on the daily here, see how that's looking, because this was the one yesterday. I said, look, I'm a little concerned about our dailies. Eric Wallen, if you know, bro. We are looking, I said yesterday, I was looking at these dailies and I said, I'm not feeling very bullish on the long term, midterm, I should say, here with Bitcoin with all these dailies. We had the downtrend on the Oscillator Pro. We had the power bar flushed out and said, yeah, we're done running. Money flow was starting to come down. True 7 fired off. We were sitting pretty high here on the RSI. Wow, that was a shift. Let's go back there. We had the RSI ribbon sitting here on the heat map getting very hot again. It looked like it needed to come down. And then we also had the histogram sloping with the signal bar on the MACD normalized. All of these chart prime oscillators over here telling us a whole big story. So I am watching for these things to come down, especially with the bearish divergence on the daily. And we are now starting to see that sell off. But if we can hold this level right here at the 786, 101,881, I think that would be enough to trade in this range while everything resets. That would be a good sign there to happen. But ultimately, it's this chart here, guys, and it's this range of 103.5 to 117 up here, the 618 to the 0.66 GAN level. That is really been the resistance. And I said, until we break this, I cannot flip fully bullish. You see here, looking at this on 3-day candles, I'll bring them in. Big chunky candles cannot get above this level. And this level here is a trend-based fib pulled from the cycle lows to cycle highs to cycle lows. So this is coming in. This data began all the way back in 2018. So this is almost 7-year-old data going into this, bottom to top to bottom. That trend-based pull creates this logarithmic golden pocket, which historically has done, if you do this every single low to high to low on each cycle, is pretty much called our tops, with the exception of 2017. We did that slight break above it. So guys, we really have to get above this golden pocket for me to flip fully bullish on this. Let's go over and talk about UNH, and then we'll come back and talk about ONDO and some tokens like that. But United Health Group, guys, CEO Andrew Whitty has stepped down. The company suspended their annual forecast. And this all came out on Tuesday, May 13th. So this came out yesterday. So this is updated news. United Group said CEO Andrew Whitty is stepping down for personal reasons and suspended its 2025 forecast, sending shares of the healthcare giant tumbling nearly 10%. That was just yesterday. Whitty will act as senior advisor to a successor, Stephen Hemsley, who served as United Health Group CEO from 2006 to 2017. Whitty oversaw a tumultuous last year for the company, which grappled with government investigations, a historic cyber attack, higher than expected medical costs, and the torrent of public blowback after the murder of United Healthcare's CEO, Brian Thompson. You guys remember that whole thing? That was this company. So they've been having a lot of beatdown on news, media, and events. But nothing has changed that this company is the largest company in healthcare in the United States at all. It's It's a massive, massive company. And it comes just weeks after United Healthcare slashed its annual profit forecast. Yeah, that's problematic. No one wants to see that coming in from a company that they're invested in, right? They want to see that they've got hope for their growth, right? So when they lose that, that's pretty much just brings a shutdown to it. The company expects to return to growth in 2026. So let's go look at this chart. And let's talk about this because I think that this is a good level, and I know I'm looking at this on the 3 day. I just hit the wrong chart. Let me go back here and put this on here. There we go. And then let's go to UNH and look at this on the 4 hour. So you look at this massive drop, man. This is just harsh. Harsh. Hey, crypto's volatile. Yeah, this is 49.02% from its peak to trough here, guys. But I will tell you, without fail, throughout history, almost everything has returned back to its 200-day. You see this big sell off here? Big sell off from this point here, came all the way down, did this, and then look, shot up right where? That orange line, that's your 200-day simple moving average. That is a historic trend that happens over and over. Big sell off, moves up back to its upper band. It actually passed that 200 there, got all of its support on the 300. Okay, but over and over and over again, we see big sell offs with this company that returns to its 200. This is most stocks that this happens. Now, this is a bigger sell-off than what it's ever seen, but a return back to its 200 to about 539, guys. We were picking this up last night at about $311 when we announced this in the Discord. I think this is a long-term hold DCA process into this company, and we are going to look at holding this. And if we do go into a recessionary period, we are well positioned in a defensive play. But I think as soon as somebody comes out, CEO wise, gets put into the seat, they talk about, hey, this is our plan going forward. Here's our roadmap. That we have now been able to set projections for 2025. We're looking at even bigger profit 2026. We've addressed this issue. We've addressed that issue. We have all of our lobbyists in DC working on the regulation piece and all the headaches of investigations there, so on and so forth. I think once all that plays out, you're going to see this thing do a very hard V-shaped recovery. So that's going to be the one that to take a look at. And then AMD, guys, shooting up. But I did talk about this at the beginning. We are at a rejection point on the 786. But what is that line right above? The 200-day, because we eventually do return back to this 200-day, guys. It's how it works, right? Over and over and over again. Look at the sell-off. Now, pushing back to the 200-day. Mind you, if you were in AMD this whole time, very volatile tech stock, right? It definitely had some sell-off pressure and depression chart patterns here, all the way down, but it is returning back to its 200. So hopefully what we're seeing on this UNH will either give us some more DCA opportunities down in this range, or going to do a return back to its 200. I'll take either one, in my opinion. So let's go back and let's check out the chat, do a little follow-up here. Nice work, Army Piper. Appreciate you, man. Out there, Atlas Prime out there congratulated himself. I love it. Thanks, Lunar Beach. That's funny. Atlas Prime, Army Piper. You and me have both been watching UNH Piper. Yep. Gold been rejected. Will hold between 31.60 to 31.40. I think gold's going to get profit taking because it's ran so hard. But I think that if we continue to get, which is very likely, bad economic data, macro data just comes out and says, hey, this is horrible. We're not quite there yet. Hey, we're still not out of the woods yet. I think that you'll see gold do re-rallies. So I'll look at those levels in a second. Had to get my coffee in, man. I don't have OC. I got to, wet the palate here. Don't have OC in here doing the talking for me. Who's that guy that says the 5 waves were wrapped up and Bitcoin was going to correct before it happened? His name was Lunar Bitches or something. Yes, LBC, you did. LBC, I love you. I don't know why you think that people don't see your work. I see your work every night. Everyone that watches Markets After Dark sees how many times you call it accurate, man. Good job. I said you were good at your job. God, He needs more attention, more recognition than my puppy does. Lunar Beaches, my favorite puppy chartist. My favorite puppy-ish Elliott Wave guy. My dude, I love you, man. Let's go and take a look at. He's coming to give me shit because I give him so much shit all the time. That's what it is. So, um, let's go and look at Ethereum. I want to talk about that. Let's get that chart in because ETH is making some moves recently. I know you're asleep during that. All right, look, hey, look, always returns to the 200, right? That's what we were talking about. Look at Ethereum, way down, way down, way down. What it do? Fought back to its 200 and its 300 day. And what is it doing? Rejecting there. I've watched this 50% fib here, $2,494. Nice little run here of median delta at price action there. I think that would be a good support bounce off of that. And if it retests that, look for it to go higher. But right now, I will point out that we had multiple bearish divergences here, finally printed out to the downside, and we got a peak seeker that said, hey, top is in right here. Downtrend arrow, money flow coming down right there, ribbon coming down. True 7 has fired. So True 7 plus that divergence, we could see a more significant pullback on this. I would watch for down as low as like the 2,000, 2,100 range on Ethereum. Be very careful with that one. Get it out, Piper. I'm trying, man. I'm all by myself. There you go. Singing time with Army Piper. It's karaoke. We should do karaoke sometime. We should go to karaoke in Vegas. Lunar Beaches. All right. We're going to Vegas in like 2 weeks. If I ever get my QR code, I'm still waiting on my press pass. So, all right, let's go take a look at ONDO. I wanted to see that one. ONDO here, getting that little rejection right there on that 200 again. Can't seem to fight and hold 200s at all. ONDO getting that sell out there, about a 50% retracement on that candle itself from its top to its bottom. It's about the 50% mark there, retracing back down. I think that I think ONDO is looking pretty bullish right now, though. I would consider getting in on a trade on ONDO right now because you could do it pretty easily. You could set a long setup here. Here we go. Long setup about right here. Run it above, bring this down below, and you could run about a 3-to-1 on this because if you look over here and take a look, you've got liquidity sweeps here. We've already pretty much cleaned out all the other liquidity sweeps. The liquidity sweeps come into here. And if we bring this fixed range volume profile over, let's go grab that. Come here, you. Let's go include all this data here. Get that whole range too. You'll see we can push all the way up easily into this value area high. Why? Because we're above the point of control. So why not? That's going to give you a 3.4 to 1 risk to reward ratio. You're setting up your stop loss even a little bit below here. It's going to be about a 3-to-1. And it's going to give you your 100-day simple moving average and your 300-day simple moving average. So there's a nice little trade setup for you. Entry about 106. Stop loss down about 96, and you're running this up to 131 because we're not losing. The bears and bulls are at a standstill on this while we still have a bullish oscillator sitting down below. Money flow curved up. We are coming in on the ribbon with the bounce up. Volume starting to come in. Yeah, looks strong to me. So, all right, guys. That's about all I got today. I don't think I missed anything. Lunar Beach just said, I'm sorry I need affirmations. I was raised by a single mom. But shout out to your mom. I am all about single moms. So shout out to her. And, I love you, LBC. I give you shit, but I love you. You know I do. Yeah, I think that's about all. I think we hit everything today, guys. So let's go over here, talk it out. I do think that we're going to see a little bit of some downside movement, but we still have some support coming in. But until we take that 103.5 level, guys, be very careful. We have to get through that level and prove it as support in order to get another pump up for more. And I told you, if we get support in that 103 to 117 and we break that range, then we're very likely looking at $167,000 to $170,000 Bitcoin easily, which means moonshot on a lot of altcoins. But at the end of the day, all we do is we DCA, right? DCA and watch for profit taking moments so that we can compound those profits back in at lower levels and just continue to grow our portfolios. So that's what I'm doing. If you guys are members here on the show, if you have a membership, if you haven't clicked the join button down below, then go ahead and click that, because the $4.99 membership here on YouTube gives you access to our entire trade setups, Piper plan for DCA, profit taking plan for the Piper plan, weekly class, all kinds of stuff in there. So to include the call last night of, hey, I'm buying UNH this morning, and it's making me a little bit of money already. So we put all that stuff out in the Discord. $5, cheapest one around. If you guys want to get this awesome gear that I'm wearing, shout out to Alex O Crypto. This is his gear. I'm wearing that t-shirt right there. I also got that coffee mug, got that hoodie, and I got that polo. So great quality polo, man. All embroidered. Look, thing's good. Thing's good. Good, nice materials, good knit. But yeah, you guys could check out Alex O Crypto to get this OG gear. I appreciate everyone that joined us here, and we will be back here tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Guys, don't forget to tune in this evening. We should have a class with OC, trade with OC on this evening. The market's after dark with LBC at 11 p.m., I believe. Eastern Standard Time. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat there. And then lastly, it's going to be what do we get? Oh, Caliphate. Callie, you're a member. All right, let's go. Love seeing it. Boom shakalaka for that. Then we do have this Lunar Beaches Market After Dark tomorrow morning. BC Port Corp with the Good Morning Crypto, and I'll be back at 10 a.m. Hopefully we'll see OC back here, but if not, we're going to get all this data out to you. Make sure you guys get the news, the markets, the headlines, the economy, and everything you need to have knowledge, because knowledge is profit, guys. Until next time, we will catch you right here. Trade safe and use some risk management. Peace, guys. Make money great again.
I don't know what they keep telling me. Ain't no school like Piper Academy.
I gotta pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling after wheels fall low. I know you hungry for knowledge, that's profit appetite. Classes in session, this for the homie Piper acolytes. Trade flag at the soul, train ready. What a line from OCI, former Mexican spaghetti. Yo, crunch crypto with a deep dive to reject time. And if you like the visual powered by Car Prime, then you were part of that alumni, that's all spine. But if you have, step fall back to offline.
Boom shakalaka!
We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling after wheels fall low. Sound off.
To get with them, the ZTS rhythm of undership rip it. Alexandra.
Yeah, that's my alumni, you know what I mean? You can't handle the truth!
That was awesome, dude!